Have you ever noticed a younger man acting a little strange around you? Not just polite, not just friendly, but there's something magnetic, like he can't take his eyes off you. Most women brush it off, but there's a reason he's glued to your presence. And here's the kicker, these aren't random coincidences. Every subtle gesture, every tiny detail he remembers about you, it's all proof he's drawn to you in ways you might not even realize. There are 10 proven signs a younger man is attracted to you. His body leans in, he remembers tiny details about you, he naturally stays close, teases playfully, shows subtle protectiveness, texts or calls often, reacts when others flirt, makes time for you, mirrors your movements, and tries to impress you. Each one is a clear signal, even if he doesn't say it out loud. If you're watching this and thinking, wow, he's doing all of these, don't ignore it. Pause for a moment and consider how you can respond without overthinking, because understanding these signs is your first step to recognizing real attraction. The women who can sense when a younger man desires them never rely on compliments or big romantic moves. While many people obsess over flowers, sweet talks, and gifts, these women notice signals that clearly show attraction in ways most people overlook. This is what really frustrates me about the usual dating advice given to women over 40. Most are told to only notice the obvious signs. Does he text back quickly? Does he pay the bill at dinner? Does he call you beautiful? But the truth is, younger men who are drawn to mature women reveal their feelings through actions that have nothing to do with typical romance. They show their interest in ways that may look like simple friendship to someone who doesn't know better, but to women who understand male psychology, these behaviors scream attraction. The real difference between a woman who notices these signs and one who doesn't isn't about being more experienced or more intuitive. It's about knowing what younger men really do when they are fascinated, instead of what fairy tales and romance stories made you expect. Most women who try to read a younger man's behavior are actually focused on the wrong details. They wait for big gestures while ignoring the small but powerful signals that reveal everything. They hope for bold declarations while overlooking the quiet patterns that expose his true desire. They keep searching for validation through compliments while missing the behaviors that show real interest. What I'm about to share will completely shift how you see things. You will change from being someone who questions and doubts herself into someone who can read attraction like it's your native language. You'll no longer wonder if he likes you. You'll know how much he truly wants you. These 10 signs are so dependable that once you learn them, his feelings will no longer be hidden. Imagine this. You're at a dinner party and there's a younger man across the room. All night you notice him glancing at you, and when your eyes meet, he doesn't quickly look away. Instead, he holds your gaze, then smiles. Later, he somehow joins your conversation group, and suddenly, the energy feels different, more lively, more engaging. You feel a shift, but then you start doubting yourself. Is this real attraction, or am I just imagining things? After years of studying human attraction, especially the unique connection between younger men and older women, here's what I've found. The real signs of interest look nothing like the advice most people tell you to look for. In fact, if you're only watching for traditional romantic gestures, you'll miss the strongest signals that younger men give when they are truly drawn in. Do you want to know what truly separates a younger man who is genuinely into you from one who is just being nice? It's not flowers. It's not sweet little texts. It's not even calling you romantic names. It's something much more subtle, much more telling. Something that happens in the silence between words, in the attention he gives you, in the way he shifts whenever you walk into a room. Here's a fact that might surprise you. When a younger man feels attraction, he doesn't try to impress you by showing off his youth or energy. Instead, he becomes fascinated by your depth. While women his age may catch his attention with charm on the surface, you pull him in with something much deeper, something rare, something he can't find anywhere else. And this fascination shows in the most surprising ways. I once worked with a client named Victoria, a 48-year-old architect who had been divorced for 3 years. She met James, a 32-year-old photographer, at an art gallery opening. Victoria thought he would try to impress her with wild stories or bold achievements. Instead, James spent their entire first coffee date asking her about her design journey, the projects that had shaped her, and how she handled career challenges that he was just starting to face. At first, Victoria thought he was just being polite. But what James was actually showing her was one of the clearest signs of attraction: intellectual curiosity. When a younger man is drawn to you, he isn't only enjoying your company, he's deeply interested in your thoughts, how you see life, and how you formed your perspective after experiences he hasn't had yet. This curiosity isn't just small talk, it's magnetic. He asks follow-up questions not out of politeness, but because your mind genuinely fascinates him. Another thing many women completely misunderstand is how he acts. They assume if a younger man is attracted to them, he'll be nervous, overly careful, or distant. But the truth is often the opposite. When he is genuinely drawn to you, he treats you as his equal, not as someone to place on a pedestal, and not as someone he has to tiptoe around, but as someone he wants to connect with fully. You'll notice this in his communication. He doesn't speak in a stiff or overly formal way, the way some people do with older individuals. He doesn't overthink his words or hold back his humor. Instead, he's natural and himself. He may tease you lightly, challenge your opinions with playful debate, and share his world with you without trying to shelter you from it. That relaxed comfort, that ease, that openness, that's not disrespect, that's attraction, creating closeness. And here's where it gets really fascinating. When a younger man is attracted to you, he doesn't look at your age as a barrier or an issue. He sees it as part of what makes you magnetic. Others may focus on the number, but he focuses on what that number represents: the wisdom you carry, the confidence you've built, the way you are comfortable in your own skin. Let me tell you about another client, Elena, who was 51 when she met Marcus, a 29-year-old, through friends. Elena spent weeks overthinking every interaction, convinced that his friendliness was just courtesy. She couldn't imagine why a man his age would want someone like her, but what Elena didn't realize was that Marcus wasn't comparing her to women his age. He was drawn to what she offered that they could not: presence that comes from fully living, confidence that comes from overcoming life's struggles, and emotional depth that comes only from real experience. And here's another sign many women overlook. When a younger man is attracted to you, he doesn't keep a safe, polite distance. Instead, he finds ways to be physically closer, in ways that feel natural and never forced. At social events, he drifts toward your side of the room. At dinner, he chooses the seat near you. While talking, he leans in slightly, almost as if something invisible is pulling him closer. This isn't about inappropriate touching or pushing boundaries. It's about the natural magnetism that attraction creates. His body naturally leans toward you. His attention stays focused when you're speaking. Even in a group, he seems to gravitate toward where you are. Many women dismiss this as coincidence, but something must not constantly pull someone into your personal space by chance. Now here's something that will change the way you understand every conversation you have with him. When a younger man is genuinely interested, he remembers everything. Not just obvious things like your birthday or your job, but even small details you casually mention. He recalls something you said weeks ago about your favorite book or author. He asks how that story with your sibling turned out. He remembers how you like your coffee, little quirks, or childhood anecdotes. This kind of memory isn't about having a sharp mind. It's about truly caring about who you are. When someone is attracted to you, everything you share matters to them. They mentally store pieces of your personality as if they were treasures. So when he brings up your garden project or asks about that book you wanted to read, he's showing that you occupy a special place in his mind. But here's what makes this even more telling. He doesn't just remember what you say, he acts on it. He suggests restaurants because he knows what kind of food you enjoy. He sends you articles about topics you mentioned liking. He might bring you coffee from the cafe you said had the best espresso. This isn't random thoughtfulness. It's a sign he thinks about you when you're not around, that he wants to make you happy and that he genuinely pays attention to you because you matter. Another subtle but powerful signal is eye contact, but not just any eye contact. When a younger man is drawn to you, he holds your gaze longer than usual. In conversations, his eyes stay on you even while others speak. He looks at you as if he's trying to understand you, genuinely fascinated by what he sees. And here's the detail that reveals everything. It's not just that he looks at you, it's how he looks. There's warmth, focus, intensity that goes beyond polite attention. His eyes light up when you enter a room. He watches you when he thinks you're not noticing. And when you catch him looking, he doesn't quickly look away. Instead, he smiles, as if being caught was worth it. This kind of gaze creates intimacy that words can't express. You feel truly seen, noticed, in a way that is flattering, even slightly overwhelming. That brief moment when his eyes meet yours and the rest of the room seems to disappear, that's not your imagination. That's genuine attraction showing itself through presence. Next, let's talk about openness, which is often misunderstood. When a younger man is attracted, he shares personal details, but in a very intentional way. He doesn't dump his life story or overshare just to fill silence. Instead, he reveals himself slowly, trusting you with thoughts and feelings he might not share with anyone else. He talks about dreams, worries, family dynamics, challenges he's facing, or goals he's working toward. He may give opinions he would usually keep private. This kind of vulnerability isn't weakness, it's a way of creating closeness and showing you who he truly is.